have a new episode of Legends and Leaders, and today it's great to have Jacob here. Jacob, you're one of the founders behind Boxbollen, which has become a really incredible hit game that I think merges two spaces that have needed to be merged for a long time, which is entertainment and exercise. Putting these two together, gaming, exercise, having the ability for people to do something enjoyable and fun while also taking care of their health. But it's something that hasn't been made as fun always. And now you guys have really done that, and you've created a product that's went super viral on TikTok and all around. So I'm excited to have you here and to get into your story.
Nice to be here. Thank you, Ben.
Awesome. So how did your interest in the world of fitness, of gaming, and kind of this passion of yours to be an entrepreneur in that category, how did that passion start?
So both me and my brother, we have a very sporty background. He did pro soccer, I did MMA, but I pursued more of a creative career while Victor was in soccer. And then I started doing MMA again, and I found this YouTube video of a guy who had like a tennis ball, shoestring, and a cap. And I was like, I need that. Went on Google and couldn't find anything. And then I was like, no one made this a commercial product. I asked my brother, should we make it? He said, let's do it. And we did.
So how did you go about actually getting something like this made, and like producing it, designing it? I mean, you had limited budget at the time. What went into like doing all of that and making the final version of it initially?
So I had some experience from China before doing different products. So we went on Alibaba, like AliExpress, and just contacted a lot of different factories. And we said, this ball, this string, this headband, this is the logo, this is the packaging. And we just trial and error. It was like 13 times back and forth. Then we had our first version and we were so happy.
13 times.
13 times, yeah.
What did you need to get done between those 13 times that it was so important to have all these revisions?
The ball was wrong and the string was too thick and it was too thin. We didn't get the correct bounce. The headband was thick and then small, and too strong and then too soft. So it was just a lot of fine tuning all the time.
Mm-hmm. So once you made this first version, how were you thinking about getting it out there, marketing, promoting it? Like, was it just something you thought you were going to do locally, grassroots movement, go to different festivals or things and kind of just show people the product in person?
So I had a lot of experience in digital marketing before and working with celebrities on the Swedish market. And I saw the potential, you say, festivals and stuff, but we were thinking internet right away. So we were thinking influencers and paid social. So my brother he DM'd all the Swedish celebrities. And a few of them said, okay, fine, send me the product. We sent them, and then we recorded a couple of, advertising videos. And we just pressed play and people were posting. And this was just before Christmas. It's very important to say that because we launched, I think, in a very good time. 3-4 weeks before Christmas, we had bought 1,000 units and we sold 3,000 in the first 2 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah. So heavy paid social, free influencer. I must say the first year, everything was for free. That changed then. But yeah, in the beginning, it was for free. So we were so happy. We sold 3,000 units the first 2 weeks. Oversold, but it was a good start.
So they were just promoting you for free because they liked the product.
Yeah, because it was so new. No one had seen this, right? And all the parents are always on the lookout for Christmas gifts, right? And it's very affordable, $20-$30. So everyone can afford it.
Right. So, so you mentioned it kind of shifted towards like more paid social as you went. How did you think about like the content creation strategy, like the organic content strategy? How did that develop?
So the product itself is very visual. That's why we are video first and we don't do much pictures, because you want to see the ball in action when you're punching it, right? So it was very natural and organic that people would just post, and you get the ball in your face and grandma is laughing and everyone is competing in the family. We've built it as a family first brand, because you can be 6 years old or you can be 90 years old, but they can all have fun together.
So it was all about just showcasing what the product is and just trying to make lots of videos around that. It seems like it organically went viral. Like you just kept doing that and then it went viral.
Yeah, so I would say we've been going viral again and again and again for 6 years. So some people say, and I think, we're very seasonal with our sales and our marketing and everything. And some people, I think, say it's a bad thing. But I'm starting to think maybe it's a good thing.
Huh.
People, they don't have the attention span anymore. They get bored. Remember when Trump got shot?
Yeah.
It was all over the news for 1-2 weeks. But then, no one talking about it anymore. So I think it's a good thing for us to be very viral around Christmas. And then we're kind of fading out a little bit. And then it's Christmas again and we're coming in strong, all the celebrities, Will Smith, the Kardashians, Tom Brady, Conor McGregor, Eva Longoria, Alex Earl, everyone is just posting around Christmas. And we're taking that spotlight. We're becoming the number one bestseller on Amazon, the number one best on, number one on App Store, Google Play, App Store. So I think going viral around Christmas is good for us, then fading out throughout the year, and then we're coming in back hot again.
So you just kind of decided, like, let's apply a lot of our marketing budget towards around Christmas.
Yeah.
Just like the most of it then. And we're just hitting so many different areas that results in so much more value.
Yeah. We learned that quickly that, let's say we spend $1 in marketing in, what is it now, April. And we get maybe $2 back, right? We spend that same dollar in December and we get 4 or 5 back.
Wow.
That's the difference. It's because people are so hungry to buy Christmas gifts.
How do you think about doing these influencer deals, Jacob? Like, do you try to structure like long-term partnerships, or like how do you think about how they should be promoting in the videos? Is it just about using the product? Like, what goes into all of the thinking around the creation of content for these people and the deals?
That's a really good question. So I would start with, like, we identify who we want to work with. And it's a lot of gut feeling between me and my brother. We're sending them on Instagram, oh, look at this one, look at, oh, fuck, the GOAT of American football, Tom Brady. It would be so cool to have him play. It can start like that. And then we figure out a way to connect as close as possible without agencies. And then we come with a good offer. I would say you only have one chance at presenting a good offer. I mean, you can go again and again and again. I'll talk about that later when you get to know how to get around the nose. But really think that you're coming to this person who has 1 million things on his plate. Why should this person work with you, right? So make it very attractive, very simple. Me and my brother, we fly out to talent and we shoot the collabs. They don't have to put much time. And it's very fun and it's very positive.
I mean, I thought you created the Brady collaboration like really nicely because you got content with him, and then you were able to have him promote, and then you have just kind of put it on the website and use it in all these other places, and you have that in perpetuity. I mean, forever, basically.
Yeah.
Is that kind of what you like to do? Like, you kind of just like to build like content that can last a long time and just use it everywhere and like structure that in the way you make deals?
Yeah, that is our goal. It's not always we can do that. Some talent, they have very specific, you can use it this period, this region, not on TV, only on social. And I think it's about getting a relationship with these people. So for example, with Tom Brady, we've worked with him for 2 years. Conor McGregor, 2 years, going on 3 years now. We'll announce something really big soon. With our talent roster this year will be insane. This is one thing that I can say. So, but yeah, we love this. So it's not only that we think it's, good for business, but we actually enjoy meeting these people, getting to know them. And they're usually very good at their field, right? So GOAT of football, GOAT of UFC, MMA, music, Will Smith, actor. We want to work with these people that are very likable and that is good at what they're doing. But we also want to hit the mainstream. We don't only want to be in sports. We want to be a little bit of everywhere where there's our target group, they can be anyone.
Jacob, how do you view the ad spend and digital marketing like that versus influencer marketing? Like, do you think that one's more important than the other? Do you structure it to complement each other? Because you seem like to have very good digital marketing strategies separate from the content creation world. Why do you kind of need some of these prominent figures as well attached to it? Is it just like a credibility and awareness thing?
I would say we need content, and we have played around with a lot of UGC celeb content, and what we've noticed is the celebs, they're so strong and so recognizable and so respectable usually, that we use that content and then we fuel it into our performance machine. So I would say they're equally important, because if we didn't have the celebrities and the content, we wouldn't have anything to push. Maybe UGC, but UGC alone won't cut it for us.
When did you realize that?
Early from the start. As soon like we had our normal ads, they were performing okay. Then we saw like the celebrities in Sweden, the influencers, when they posted and we used that content, then we saw the ROAS. Wow, it's so much better.
Wow.
But we also noticed that only celebrities can also be somewhat so now we're doing celebrities, we're doing TV, we're doing UGC, we're doing PGC, podcast generated content. We're mixing it together.
Interesting. So you mentioned Sweden is where you kind of developed this. Like, has it been, do you think there's a lot of benefits to developing in Sweden, to building as an entrepreneur in Sweden, or do you feel like kind of this is what, like, you've been spending some time in the US? Like, do you think the country's helped you?
So that is a really good question, because they say we have a lot of unicorns per capita in Sweden. It's like the Silicon Valley of Europe. And I think there's a lot of reasons why there's so much good things coming out of Sweden. It's because I think, we don't have the best weather. I would say 8 months out of the year, it's kind of bad. And that gives you the opportunity to work a lot and be inside. We had a really fast internet really early. So we built a really strong online community early. There's a lot of hackers from Sweden. There's a lot of designers, Scandinavian design. And so I think that was the groundwork. But I would say for us, since we launched the US 3 years ago, it's been our biggest market by far. It's around 90% of our business. And we always dreamt about being big in the US. As a brand builder, you want to succeed with your brand in the US.
Yeah. So you launched. So you weren't in the US till 3 years ago, and now it's 90% of your market.
Yeah.
Wow, that's incredible.
It's just huge, and it's the most fun, and it's so big. But we might launch India this year, actually.
What does it take for you to launch in a new country? Like, to have India, do you need to have certain, like, a fulfillment center there, or like what's kind of necessary for you?
There's a little checklist. So we usually, when we go into a market, we're splitting the markets by being locally present versus just shipping to that country. So we've sold to over 180 countries as of today, but small volume, and it's not optimized at all for profit. So, for example, we started in Sweden, we launched the UK, and then we launched the US. And when I say we launch it, then we set up a company in the country. We set up warehousing, 3PL in the country. We go there, shoot all the celebrities. We localize payment methods. Everything should feel like you're buying from a US store, which you are. We have stock in the country. We have importing and all this that you need to do. And it's a lot of paperwork sometimes. I'm very glad that it's not me or my brother who does this, that we have like a department. Our finance team is working on this a lot.
Yeah. So you made that jump. So what were you doing primarily before the US? Where were you focused on most?
UK. We did one strong year in the UK. So we launched the UK 2021. And we launched US 2022. And we were just copy pasting our concept from Sweden to UK to US. Then we've launched Australia, we've launched Ireland, And this year we might launch India or some other market. We'll see.
So when you think about like just developing the product, right? Like how do you see like future releases looking? Because you have like kind of a core product that works, and it's just about getting more awareness around it. I mean, basically,
Yeah.
it's like you just keep building around it. Do you see like the product changing at all, kind of over time, like the physical version at least? I know software side, you've got a lot of ideas.
Yeah, so it's a really good question because I think it's a balance between focus and just sales. Um, we have a product that can be used by many people, and I feel we just scratched the surface. But that being said, it's always fun to develop, right? And we're doing a lot in our app. So we've been, I have some stats here I'm going to read to you.
Okay.
It's kind of fun. We have 1.6 million users in the app right now. And we're like a fitness fueled social platform to combat screen time and isolation. Have you tried our app?
No.
So it's like a social media, but instead of just sitting and scrolling, you go in and you can play with people from around the world and compete and win cash money. And we have split screens and we have live battles and we have a chat and we have a DM. And it's really becoming something else.
I love the interconnected aspect of it. Like I've looked at the app and stuff before. You know how it's amazing how it's like kind of this social gaming fitness hub. You know, like you're putting all these together in one, and then you have like it's a strong content focus too. You know, you have people posting and sharing what they're doing with the game.
Yeah.
So Jacob, what does your roadmap look like now? Like what are some of your short-term goals, your long-term goals? Like what does the plan look like here over the next 5 to 10 years, let's say?
Yeah, that's a good question. So we've done 0 to 60 million in 6 years. And this year we're projecting $100 million. We also have a goal of selling the company within 3 years.
Ah, interesting.
Yeah. And then that will mark a 10-year anniversary. So we're already in talks, we already received offers, but it's all about finding the right buyer because we don't want to sell the whole company at the time. We want to sell a part of it and then scale it with the buyer, right? So we're going to do $100 million this year, but I've always said, and I always believed, and I still believe we're going to do $1 billion in revenue one day. But it's hard to do ourselves. So we're growing. We doubled from 30 million to 60 million this year. And the year before that from 12 million to 30 million. But the jumps, even though they seem big, will take a long time reaching a billion, even if we double. We're going to do 100 million and 200 million and 400 million and 800. It will take a few years. I see with the right strategic partner, we can scale that much faster.
What type of strategic partner would you be looking for?
So without saying too much, it could be someone that is involved in the toy sector or the fitness sector or the tech sector, preferably a combination of all the above, you know, entertainment, toys, sports, fitness, because what are we? We're a mix of a toy and a fitness product and the tech aspect and the social media. I believe we're something new. We're crafting something new, and we're calling this playtech, and we're pioneering playtech as of today.
Interesting. So you think it's necessary to get to the billion phase with a partner? Like, I mean, I think you could do it on your own too. It would just take you longer. You're saying.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Do you want an American partner too?
Yeah, I think that is the best. But you know, a lot of things are happening in Saudi right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, I mean, I prefer, I think, an American partner, but you never know.
Yeah. Interesting. So what does like the immediate focus look like to get to this kind of next revenue phase? Like what are some of the things you're doing right now? Because Christmas is some time from now.
So we're actually up 300% year over year already.
Mm-hmm.
So we've become much better at selling the off season. And we're doing that with strategic partnerships with both celebrities and with platforms such as Amazon. That is one aspect. We're launching retail this year, big box retail.
That's exciting.
That's exciting. We are, just to say, we're 100% DTC as of today.
Wow.
So launching retail will be big for us. We're also doing a lot of cool stuff in the app. We're launching live battles. We're launching micro games. Rock, paper, scissors.
Of course.
We're launching that live in the app, and you can compete and win money.
Oh, very cool. Yeah. So you're trying to, it's kind of like the fantasy sports, real money fantasy sports, basically.
Yeah, but you're actively doing stuff. You're not just betting on people. You're actively competing, either with the skills in Boxbollen, who's fastest or whatever, or who is best at rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah.
No.
Very cool.
And we have clapping games, and we're a platform of gamified play. Yeah. This is essentially what we're doing. Boxbollen is just one product, and it's our best seller, but we can connect more products to this. And what's unifying this is you're playing, you're moving, and having fun.
Yeah, 100%. Jacob, that was all the questions I had. I appreciate you taking the time and doing this. I think it's great that you've built something that enables people to have fun while taking care of their health and doing fitness. And that's something that's such an important mission that needs to be just scaled everywhere. So I'm really excited to see what you do in retail and how you get this to that billion number that you want to get to and just what's going to come next. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you so much, Ben. Thank you for having me on. And also good luck with you. I know you're doing a lot of cool stuff as well.